Hola estudiantes, ¿cómo están? Hoy es jueves, el 1 de junio. ¡Feliz comienzo del mes de junio! Vamos a ver qué tenemos para hoy. Bueno, aquí tenemos el calendario de VHL, Portales 2, el día 1. Y vemos que estamos terminando la lección 2 sobre los pasatiempos, las diversiones. Y mañana, pues hay un examen. Como siempre dicen 30 minutos. No, ustedes van a tener 60 minutos. Entonces vamos a ver un poco más de cerca este examen. So remember, Atando Cabos has a practice test, a practice prueba de práctica, and it's always a good idea to take it. Remember, it's treated like a quiz, so you only have one chance to take it, and it's good because it gives you an idea of the areas in which you need to work a little bit harder. So, prueba de práctica. And also, if you need to go out and go to studyspanish.com to review the pronouns of the direct objects and indirect objects, as well as gustar, as well as the reflexivos, that's always a good idea. So when you're ready, of course, you want to go to the assessments. And as always, you've got an hour to take it, 60 minutes. And here we see it. And it's available, of course. And you've got an hour to do it. And it's due by midnight tomorrow, Friday. So just to orient you a little bit about what's going on with this exam. Again, it's on las diversiones. You've got vocabulario, and you've got a drop down. So I believe these are only used one time, so you can go ticking off the ones that you use and that you won't need again. Definiciones is also vocabulary. Completar también vocabulario. So the first three sections, just vocabulario. And 4 as well, you want to throw out the word that doesn't belong. So there's a relationship between all these words except one, so you want to throw out the one that doesn't work. So this first one, imagen, pantalla, televisor, cartas. The one that doesn't go is cartas. So these are all elements of a TV. This is the TV itself. Cartas doesn't have anything to do with that. So that would be the one that doesn't fit. So that's what you're doing with that section. 5, responder. Here you've got the direct and indirect object pronouns, and just follow the model, right? So the modelo says it's a question. ¿Ganaron ustedes el campeonato de verano? And you answer, yeah, we won it. Did y'all win the summer tournament? And you want to answer, yeah, we won it. So you're replacing el campeonato de verano, singular masculine, so you want lo, and you simply plug it in and you say, sí, lo ganamos, we won it. That's all you're doing. It's a switch out game. And they want you to give another version. No pudimos ganarlo. And remember, you can always plug the indirect or direct object pronoun onto the end of an infinitive or a progressive form. So they want you to come up with both versions. You can try another one. Question. ¿Limpió Camila la mesa? Did she clean the table? Yeah, she cleaned it. Or no, she couldn't clean it. So again, you need to go both ways. Sí, la limpió. Why la? Because la is replacing la mesa. It's a pronoun, right? Yeah, she cleaned it. Or no pudo limpiarla. And that's the only place in this particular one for it to fit onto. No, she couldn't clean it. It, again, referring to la mesa. So take your time and make sure that your pronouns agree in gender and in number with the complements that they're replacing. Oraciones incompletas. Here you're selecting the appropriate option in order to complete these sentences. So it's a drop down, and so you've got choices. There's always going to be one that's clearly the best one, right? And oraciones. Here you want to complete these complete these sentences with verbs in the present, and you use one verb each time, right? So, usted dice que desde ayer lee la espalda y el cuello. ¿Por qué no pide una cita con el médico? So you're saying, oh, you have been saying since yesterday that your back and your neck have been hurting you. So these are two things. La espalda is one thing. El cuello is another thing. So therefore it's plural. And they are bothering you. So it would be le molestan la espalda y el cuello. Right? So these are verbs like gustar. So be careful because it's a different structure, a different way than we would say it in English. Reflexivo or no, you've got to decide if you need the reflexive version or not. So tu hermano, ese famoso actor, Gael Garcia Bernal. They want you to say, oh, your brother looks just like that famous actor, Gael Garcia Bernal. So to look like, it's not parecer, it's parecerse. So in this case, you would need the reflexive, and you would say, se parece, tu hermano se parece, he looks like. So this is going after the distinction between reflexive, the one with the reflexive pronoun, versus non-reflexive that doesn't have that. And sometimes the meanings can be quite different. In all these cases, the meanings will be black and white. So you definitely want to choose the best one. We can do another one if you want. Los actores a sus espectadores con canciones y bailes. Okay, well, hold on here a second. So, se divertieron, they had a good time, they entertained themselves, or they entertained somebody else. In this case, the actors entertained the spectators with singing and dancing. So it's not reflexive because the action is not reflecting back on the actors. No, they're performing an action for somebody else. In this case, the spectators. So in this case, it would be divertieron. So here we are back on Canvas, and I see that the student videos are ready to go. So it looks like everyone, or almost everyone, got their video loaded, and we've got all kinds of comments, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day watching your videos and evaluating your comments. So that's good to see. And the first Spanish Conversation Center is coming up. It's due by midnight on June 5th. Only 2 students have loaded their summaries so far, so hopefully you've made an appointment for your Zoom session at the SCC and you get that uploaded before the deadline. So looking ahead, we see there's another assignment coming up. This is the blog de discusión número 1. This is your first discussion blog, and let's take a look at it. So 100 points possible. Follow the instructions carefully. Post your original blog and your responses to 2 peers by the following deadline. So the original post is due on the 6th by midnight, and then comments to 2 of your peers by Thursday, 2 days later, again by midnight. So this has to do with Poema 20. In Lección 1, you discovered, probably for the first time, the poetry of Pablo Neruda, and you read one of his most famous poems, Poema 20, page 31. For an alternative version of this poem, which adds visuals as well as music, watch the YouTube video below. So it's not that the version in VHL is bad or anything, but this gives you a different perspective, and I actually prefer this video. It's really well done. Hopefully we won't have any issues, and we're not going to watch the whole thing because it's about 7 minutes, but you can watch it at home. But you can see it's got music, and it's the same letra, the same words, the same poem, but it's nice because it's got the English subtitles right there as well. And it takes you into a different world. Really, for me, this is old California before the gringos came, or just as the gringos were coming in. And you can watch it and you can see and you can judge for yourself. But you definitely want to watch it though, so don't shortchange yourself. You'll see right in the middle it kind of pivots, and it takes you into this little altercation in a bar, or maybe it's a bordello. get that switch. This is real footage from the 20s. Film buffs may recognize Rudolph Valentino with the hat. He's the gaucho, this guy, Rudy, very famous. They're having a little tango exhibition. This might lead to some trouble. The audio's coming across. I haven't checked it, but you should be able to get the whole thing at home without problems. So audio in Spanish and subtitles in English. That's always good, right? And so that's a really, really nice version of that. So after watching that video, respond to the questions below with your opinions and interpretations. Again, you're writing in Spanish entirely. Before you post your response to Canvas, make sure to include an embedded image. Embedded means that it shows up right there on the page. And if you're not sure how to embed an image, it's super easy. But see the tutorial in the how-to folder in Student Resources in Canvas. And the image has to do with your idea of what love means to you. And your entire response should be from 7 to 10 complete sentences. If you go a little bit over, that's fine. It should not be under 7, so don't shortchange me. And these are the questions that you're addressing. Now, be sure to address all of them, right? So, ¿crees en el amor a primera vista? Do you believe in love at first sight? ¿Por qué sí? ¿Por qué no? Why not? Explica. ¿Tienes algunos ejemplos, contraejemplos? Explain your position. Do you believe in love at first sight? Yes or no? Why? Do you have any examples? That was the case of your parents, your grandparents, your sister. Maybe it happened to you. Does it exist or not? And then you're switching gears and you're coming back to Poema 20 down here, big second part. And you'll find that Neruda writes at the very end of the poem, Es tan corto el amor y es tan largo el olvido. Explica con tus propias palabras lo que significa este verso para ti. So explain in your own words what this verse means to you. And here I've included an example of an embedded image on that particular day. This is what my idea of love looked like, right? Two very different creatures, but they found common ground and in the form of love. So this is what's coming up next. And before I let you go, just want to take you back to the video that you saw in VHL that addresses this issue of love at first sight. So here we are back on the VHL platform, and I've gone back into Lección 1, Las Relaciones Personales, and under El Mundo Hispano, Flash Cultura. You may recall that you watched this video. Right? So this is a Flash Cultura video. It's all about where people get together in Madrid and they go into El Barrio de la Latina and they interview some people there regarding their thoughts on whether el amor a primera vista existe o no existe.
Hola, muy buenos días y bienvenidos una vez más.
So let's see if we can cut to the chase, and it's just is giving various people's idea of whether they believe in love at first sight or not. Here we are. And he's going to ask some people. So it's almost as if you were there in your discussion blog and you're giving your opinion. So you can listen to what these people say.
Hay tanta gente aquí y todos quieren conversar. Tratemos de hablar con algunos. Y contanos, vosotros sois pareja, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Sí,
¿Desde hace cuánto que sois pareja?
pues 7 años.
Mucho tiempo ya, sí.
Sí.
7 años.
Sí.
¿Y qué tal os lleváis la relación? ¿Ningún problema en esos 7 años?
Hace un par de años pues tuvimos una pequeña crisis
Sí.
y ya estuvimos un año y pico sin hablarnos mucho, ¿no? Sin vernos por ahí. Y,
Bueno, sí.
Bueno, sobre todo por el tema de celos, ¿no? Yo creo que es una cosa que aquí nos afecta bastante.
yo creo que siempre los celos son una parte importante de la relación, sobre todo cuando se está empezando y demás, que parece que no te lo puedes quitar de encima, ¿no?
¿Crees en el amor a primera vista?
Sí, estoy súper segura de que el amor
Sí.
a primera vista existe
Está
perfectamente.
convencida.
Hay amor a primera vista, pero yo creo que las cosas tienen que ser más organizadas.
Yo sí que creo en el amor a primera vista también. Creo en todo tipo de amores, con lo cual el amor a primera vista es uno de ellos y... Sí.
¿Fue amor a primera vista?
No fue a primera vista,
Fue a la segunda.
La segunda vista.
¿Crees en el amor a primera vista?
Yo no. Yo creo
Oh.
que el amor a primera vista es imposible.
Negativa.
Te puede gustar una persona o te puede atraer, pero amarla, para amar a alguien hay que conocerlo.
Interesante.
¿A primera vista?
No. A
¿Por qué no?
te gusta uno en una discoteca, pero
Pero no es amor.
no.
Es otra cosa. Okay. So, you got some opinions of different people regarding their thoughts on love at first sight, and that's what you're going to be doing as well. Bueno, vamos a dejarlo por ahora. Si necesitan algo, por favor, que se pongan en contacto conmigo. Si no, que tengan buen día, suerte con todo y nos veremos muy pronto. Hasta luego.